We've got a 2017 Cruze with a check engine light concern. Let's see if we can figure this thing out. So looking at the dash, you can see we have an engine power reduced message, and there's our check engine light. So I've gone ahead and scanned the vehicle, and in the engine control module, you can see we have a lot of codes. So we've got a P0014 for the exhaust cam position system. We've got a P0017, which usually means the exhaust camshaft is out of time with the crankshaft. We've got some knock sensor codes, some more exhaust camshaft position sensor codes, and some engine oil pressure performance codes. So right off the bat, it's not looking too good for this engine, but there are a few things we can check. So usually when you have an exhaust camshaft problem with these engines specifically, it's a good indication that this vacuum pump has locked up and has broken and damaged the reluctor on the camshaft itself. So let's take a quick look at that real quick. So to get a look at the cam reluctor and the vacuum pump, I've taken this exhaust camshaft position sensor out. Let's see what it looks like with the camera. All right, so there goes our cam reluctor right there. And if we go a little bit further back and down, you can see the vacuum pump where it meshes with the camshaft, and it does not appear to be broken. Now, the one outlier that this vehicle has that's not typical of that scenario I just gave you is usually you don't have oil pressure performance codes when your vacuum pump breaks. So one thing that those codes and the oil pressure performance codes have in common is oil level. So I've let the vehicle sit for about 20 minutes now, and let's just check it real quick. So hopefully you can see it is dry. Now I looked at the oil change sticker, and according to that, it's not due for an oil change for another 1,000 miles or so. But they are here for an oil change, so we're going to go ahead and do that and see if it fixes this problem. So let's look at some data real quick before I do this oil change, just so we have something to compare to. So our camshaft position variance should be 0 degrees while the engine is running if everything is working correctly. The active counter should show that the camshaft is moving, and our oil pressure reading right here hopefully shows normal oil pressure. So let's just see. All right, it's running now. You can see we've got 35 degrees of variance on that exhaust camshaft, and we've only got about 10 to 20 psi of oil pressure, which is terrible. All right, I'm going to try to catch this oil so we can get a measurement, a rough measurement of how much is in here. That looks good. It's supposed to be about a little over 4 quarts. This is most of a gallon jug, so you can see there is not much in there. Looking under the vehicle, I really don't see any major oil leaks. And like I said earlier, it's only about 1,000 miles away from needing an oil change, according to the sticker. So did the last people not put enough oil? Did they make the sticker mileage too far out? I don't know. But we're going to swap out this filter, put some new oil in it, and see what happens. All right, we've got our fresh oil in here. Let's go ahead and crank this thing up and look at some data one more time. And go ahead and place your bets. Do you think this is going to fix this problem or not? All right, here goes our new data after the oil change. And I can tell you for one, this thing already sounds 10 times better. But our variance now is only 3 degrees, which is substantially better. And our oil pressure is now around 30 psi, which is a lot better as well. So that didn't last long. It's only been idling for a few more minutes, and our variance is creeping up. It's at 9 degrees now at idle. And it has reset the P0014 and 17. So at the very least, it looks like this thing is going to need an actuator, timing change, tensioner, all that good stuff. To be honest, we're probably just going to quote an engine for this thing, because we don't know how long they've been driving it with the oil level that low. But y'all let me know what you think. And don't forget to like, share, and follow for more.